3, 2, 1, and we are live with the Click to Close podcast. My name is Travis Halverson, joined by the one and only
Preston
Guy.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good.
Second pod in the room.
Second pod in the new room.
In the new room. I like it in here.
I was about to post about the pod.
I'm
we
glad.
Gotta do a breakfast photo. I'm going to do a
Breakfast
pod
photo.
real quick.
Pod photo.
We've done a pod photo.
I know.
I got the wrong arm.
Pod.
Your arms are too short.
I can't get it out there.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
It's my left one. It's not very good.
Oh.
All right, sweet.
Pod photo.
Don't
we
worry.
were just dead
Don't
silent.
worry. I will AI airbrush you.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Exactly.
I'll remove
For those of you that are just
turkey neck
listening and not watching, we just took a photo. We were just dead silent.
with my left arm.
With my left arm. How are things going in the real estate world, Preston?
Good, man.
Good. I know that's a lot of news recently.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people with
their
a lot of different opinions on things.
Google
And me just sending you screenshots.
Google and Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. So is it just Chicago? Or is that like the first? Is it going to be more?
I think it's MREN and MLS.
Yeah. MRN, MLS?
MRN.
Yeah.
EN, whatever it is. Yeah, I think that's the first one for sure.
And is it just because like they chose to? Like, is it like a voting thing? Or like, how do they determine that that's how they want to do
I
it?
haven't even read it too much, to be honest with you. I try not to get too deep in the news and kind of focus on what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I get that.
I think a lot of it is all the Compass and Zillow battle, but I think it has something to do with Zillow, the way they were taking listings and like pushing listings ahead of others, or having some listings not show up because of certain reasons. And it all came out in the lawsuit between, like, all those court documents, or anybody could access them because they're all public now. So like a lot of that, if you read it, it talks about how Zillow would take certain brokerage listings and put them on page 20 or whatever it is, and certain ones would go ahead of others.
That's so nuts.
So
shouldn't it just be based off of like how it hit the market?
Yeah, and MLS guidelines. I mean, that's part of it, right? You can't take listings. You can't get an IDX feed and show certain listings above other listings and things. I mean, you could do it in like feature listings, but you can't totally turn off listings from one company.
Dang.
I think that's pretty much the extent of it. Of course, everybody's going to have an opinion, but it's going to open up some very, very interesting things in the future, because like the MLS system is broken in general. Like we deal with it with Easy Home Search. Every single MLS and the way we want to display things is totally different from state to state, to MLS to MLS. You got people that are over IDX feed approvals, which have this whole like, they're just one person approving it, and they could decide to interpret the MLS laws or the guidelines for that MLS any certain way, right? So it's like one person has the authority. It's kind of like dealing with a bad HOA, really. So, the MLS system across the country is broken. And, now Zillow is like, okay, well, if I was Zillow, I would be doing everything I can to integrate direct, have brokerages just push listings, and it becomes a national MLS at that point. If anybody has the ability to do it, how much do you want to poke the bear?
Yeah.
That's the, what's a pissing match, or, a measuring contest. I'll leave out the word, but is
a hand measuring contest.
Measuring contest. It's going to be interesting, but this is definitely the first time, like, to totally shut off Zillow from the MLS.
So they're really the first one. Like this hasn't happened before.
No.
Oh man.
I think obviously there's been threats in the past, but I think this is the one that actually the first one that went through. And Zillow has the money to, who knows?
Can they sue their way back into turning it on?
I mean, they have the money to buy a national brokerage if they wanted to.
Got it.
Oh, but even that, like, even if you have so that's the thing too. Like, you cannot own so you can't have, like, if you're a national brokerage, you can't have a separate portal site. Right?
Oh yeah.
Like, you can't, be LPT or EXP or whoever you want to name, and then have a separate site that's, Easy Home Search under the same brokerage. It has to be
two separate.
Yeah, it has to be two separate. So like Easy Home Search in a lot of states, we're a brokerage, and I think we're up to 20 something.
So they'd have to
now.
open something like Pillow And it'd be a brokerage.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Something like that.
okay,
But,
that's how the way I can think of it.
the whole portal space is going to change, especially with AI and everything going on. But it's not going to be something that happens overnight. And so many, like, oh, shut off Zillow from Google and all the Google things that are happening. And, the interpretations on that are just ridiculous. Some things I've heard and some things that people have sent me. But I mean, so, there's so many users of Zillow on the app, right? Mm-hmm. Most people use the app. They don't even need to go to Google.
Yep.
So.
Well, I mean, with that, right? Like that just came out as well. The Google, is it the crawler? Like, what is it?
So
like
it's
the home carousel?
It's supposedly tied to LSA, but like business economics, like if you look at the, Google, over half of their business comes in from ad revenue. So 60% of their revenue comes from ads. I would guarantee you real estate
is a large chunk of that.
I wouldn't say a large chunk, but it's at least 10 to 20%, whatever it is. And people are like, oh, Google's just going to show listings. One, Google is not a brokerage. Two, if it was a brokerage, it would have to be under a different name. They do syndications with like EXP now. And how does that work? If you click on a listing,
who does it go to?
Who does it go to?
Yeah, exactly.
What website does it go to? Where does it open up?
What real estate agent gets the
like
is
who
it
gets
just going to go to the listing person?
It's going to go to the listing.
Wow,
agent.
there's so many questions down that just
yeah,
opened up.
You know what I'm saying? So
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so there's so many different things. And then like you look at it from the government standpoint, all of a sudden Google becomes a brokerage or has access to listings or owns that part of it.
Yeah.
You're talking about lawsuits flying around everywhere.
Yeah.
Then they go into like, imagine how easy Google can monopolize real estate. And I just don't see. There's so many things, and everybody has. It's clickbait. It's the new thing. Like, oh, let me talk about this because I really know what I'm talking about, but I really don't know shit.
As I'm asking you all these questions.
Somebody asked me a couple. yesterday was so like, dumb. Oh, they're supposedly launching this in every market across the U.S. I said, I have not seen one article from Google saying they're doing this. I've only seen the interpretation of real estate people who think they know what they're talking about.
And that one image that we saw from like Colorado of them showing that up there.
It's like five. The one thing that it's EXP is supposedly partnered with them. Yeah, who knows what that means, but it's in like 5 cities right now if you Google. But then there was like Leo was talking about, the CEO of EXP was talking about Google this city and homes for sale. Nothing showed up.
Yeah.
So they're talking about tying it to LSA. So if they tie it to LSA...
Because Google LSA is a real product that people like, well, actually...
LSA would be Google, right?
Local services.
Yeah, local service ads, right. So if you do it that way, then you'd probably put in your, real estate ID, which then would pull the listings in. So I could see that happening where if you're advertising on LSA, you could pull your listings in.
Yeah.
Or maybe pull your company listings in. But I mean, it's not going to be where you could go in there and just search. I mean, and then they're doing a partnership with House Canary, I think is what it is. But like,
that's what that
doing
was.
That,
yeah,
and just only doing that across all of Google, how much revenue are they giving up?
Dang, yeah, that's a real weird. Like, that's a weird fight, right? Like, that's just a pointless battle. Like,
I don't know. I just think about it. How much?
It just seems petty. Like revenue. You're losing money just for no good reason. Like, you don't need to do that.
No,
or is there a bigger picture that we just haven't seen, like that they haven't talked about?
Yeah, I mean that would be
the only reason.
Yeah, I mean everybody's going to have their thoughts on it, but I think this is something we saw 6 months ago. It went away and then they popped back up. The only way Google would do it if it adds more ad revenue. That's the only way it makes sense.
Yeah.
Other than that, it doesn't make sense. Like, why do this if it doesn't increase the revenue that Google's generating?
Dang it.
Then if they do that, then shit, why doesn't Google just buy a real estate company? And but the problem with that is they would never generate the amount of revenue by doing something so stupid like that by the amount of money they would lose in ad revenue.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're small in the portal space, and we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on ads. So it just wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
But it's a good thing to talk about and pull agents away from what they should actually be doing is selling houses and making phone calls and having conversations.
So if you're listening to this, plug your ears.
Turn it off.
Get back to work.
Turn it off. There's no
This
money.
is just my only way of asking Preston the question because I'll just keep sending them screenshots. So
There's no money in you chasing headlines. And that's all it is headlines. You know, every social real estate influencer is sharing it or, you know.
Greg Harrelson's still going to wake up tomorrow and do the exact same thing he did the day before and still kill it.
The talking heads with the article behind them.
No,
You'll see hundreds of those.
I can't wait. I'm going to do one today, but it's not going to be it's going to be the most pointless article ever. It's not going to have anything to do with real estate. It's going to have nothing. I'm going to talk about something that has nothing to do with real estate.
It's the same thing across everything. Like it's going to be a headline to get somebody to click, to talk about it, to give your opinion. A lot. And at the end of the day, I'm not discrediting what anybody says, but their opinions typically don't matter. You know, it's just the opinion of somebody. It's not going to change the way I do business. Or, you know, somebody reached out to me yesterday, are you worried about this? I'm like, no, I'm going to still continue doing what we're doing. And
he wasn't talking about me, by the way. It wasn't me. Even though I did do that. I did text him. I didn't ask if you were worried. I was like, have you seen this?
Yeah.
You're like, no, because I'm working. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
But I mean, it's not going to change the way, you know, we're doing things that I think make sense for the way everything's evolving, you know, with what we're doing, tying in more AI and MCP connectors and all the things we're doing on the real estate side and the CRM side, and, you know, launching ways for agents and companies and teams and mortgage loan officers and home services to generate leads that are quality leads over quantity. You know, those are the things we're focused on. So what Zillow's doing, what Compass is doing, what Google's doing with, you know, whatever that is with LSA doesn't impact us.
Yeah, true.
And I'm not paying attention, but also understanding.
You see it, you just don't. It's not anything worth caring about,
when you dig into the actual, how does it, you know, it all goes to business. And Google is there to make money for their shareholders. And then if you look at the business side of it, and then also the MLS, like MLS rules would have to totally change for a third party to get access. It just
which you just not going to happen.
no, there's
Not in like a
500 MLSs across the country, and every single one, and then you have an authoritarian who's like, "Oh, I'm the head of the HOA. I'm head of the IDX approval. You have to display this and scroll down here." And
well, I mean,
certain states are.
We've been doing easy home search for how long, and we're not in every MLS yet, right? There's still states that are just
2 years.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like,
we're in all states.
But like,
yeah, we're not. It doesn't make sense for us to be in every MLS.
Yeah.
Some MLSs are like 100 listings.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Nothing to get Anchorage, Alaska, but we're not going to get licensed in Alaska.
Whoa, dude! I have family in Eagle River. They got 6 listings.
Yeah, to the MLS.
They're all cabins, nice cabins.
Yeah, but yeah, we're in Puerto Rico as well. So
wow.
Yeah.
Are we really?
yeah,
That's awesome.
maybe we'll be in Venezuela next.
We gotta do New Zealand.
51st state.
We gotta do New Zealand. 51st. Oh, let's take this international, baby.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you. It's stressful enough just in the States. Sure. Well, cool. Thank you for explaining this to me in terms that I can understand instead of reading an article.
So do you feel smarter?
I feel more educated, yes.
Yes. All right.
On the topic. Now I'm never going to talk about it again. So awesome. Anybody that wants more news on this, try not to come back and listen to us. So have a great day.
See y'all.